Hi. So, hmm. So I've been scrolling and I've been seeing some things on the latest with, I guess, Papoose, Claressa, and how Claressa, the boxer, and I'm going to try to stay neutral but factual, how she assaulted Alicia Baumgartner and how I feel that Clarissa is very, very um, deliberate in her actions as far as wanting to stay relevant. Anything that she does is to give her attention to stay relevant, because they know that her and Papoose have really they really like the spotlight. So remember, Papoose was like in the shadow of Remy Ma, and Clarissa was a boxer, but no one really knew of her except as I said before, no one knew of her except people who are involved with boxing or who like boxing. Okay, so they both have this fame that came for being notorious for shitting on Remy Ma. Um, so you know what kind of awful individuals that they have to be. I will admit when I'm wrong about a person because sometimes I am. Sometimes people fool us and they make us think that they're better than they are. In the case with Papoose, I really did think that he was a good guy. His behavior doesn't show any of that. And whether you're hurt because of your wife or whatever, you still don't, you're going way below. You have gone way below the belt. So I can see now why she called you a piece of shit. You are. I'm going to just say that. I feel like you are. And she was right that when you find the next come up, then that's when you'll bounce in a sense. And you've made this come up, which is the boxer girl, your claim to fame. So she you put her on the map, and she's actually kind of putting you on the map, but it's not for anything that's righteous. It's not nothing anything that's righteous. So I just don't understand, and actually I do. So they were initially saying that Remy and Papoose were narcissists, and no, I don't see that and as Remy Ma. I actually see that she promotes herself because she actually has a brand. She has a brand. She promotes herself. I see that Papoose, I've said this before, he's an opportunist, but along with that being an opportunist, you are somebody, he is also a narcissist. That actually falls under the um category of narcissism. So yeah, he jumped from one person to the next. There was no time in taking a break or anything. When you have someone right away, not over time, not you got with the person, you moved in right away. As soon as you got kicked out of one place, you had a lineup already, and that's very telling too. But Clarissa and Papoose have shown themselves to be awful, awful people. And I've been saying that about her from day one. She assaulted Alicia Baumgartner just as she did the other boxer that she fought. And she's just creating so many different, what do you call it? Opportunities for her to be sued for her, but she wants to go down in history as being a bad bitch, I guess, like somebody who fuck somebody up. Okay, we already know that you're a boxer, so who cares after that? Like, there's nothing more to say. But I do see where, you know, frickin' frat, they love the attention. They love, and again, I said this before, they're becoming irrelevant, so they had to bring something up again to say, like, okay, now here's the latest with her. She gets a lot of negative attention, but she loves it. As a narcissist, they love any kind of attention, positive, negative. Um, and they will do what they're doing, just harm people, be okay with it, do whatever they feel they want to do. And I'm glad. I heard that the MVP Boxing Association has banned her from I guess ever stepping foot in their turf or any kind of representation of her. And so they're not representing her, which is good because people need consequences for their actions. And finally, she's getting some. And I also heard that there's a possibility that Alicia Baumgartner will sue her, and I think friend Sean is also doing that. So as if many people are going to sue this girl, which rightfully so, and I hope Remy Ma sues her too. By the way, I realized she stopped impersonating Remy Ma as much. And I heard that Papoose recently had her sign a non disclosure agreement to stop talking about Remy Ma. But I'm glad for that. But I don't think it came out of nowhere. I think it came out of the fact that perhaps there is a lawsuit against her. And he's probably in it as her accomplice, someone who because once you don't stop something, you are kind of agreeing to it. And so I guess they both can be brought up on something, especially with him still being her husband. So um I guess he had to put an end to it, and good, because she just talks things that um don't help anybody. She's not kind to anybody. She's not helpful to anybody. And when she pretends to be helpful, it's not sincere. You can already see that by the next hour, she's going to say something negative about that person, or the next few minutes, or the next day. It must be really painful to be her. And even with Papoose, it must be really painful to be you, because um, anybody who likes shitting on other people and they find gratitude, not gratitude, they find happiness, enthusiasm in doing that, it is truly playing for the devil, the demons. And we see that. And anybody who doesn't care, we see who you are. And it's not going to be pleasant in the end. It's not going to be pleasant. So I hope they do sue her. I hope that her consequences are great. They will definitely be monetarily um, felt. However, I hope it's more than that, because um, she can't do that. She's not a role model. So I don't care if she gives away 10 cars to whomever, or whatever she does. That is not what we want children to follow. So she's awful. I hope she goes nowhere, nowhere but to where she's supposed to be. And I'm not even saying she should box, because her behavior is awful. So I've been saying this, and I'm going to keep saying it. She's just an awful person. Papoose, you're right behind her in line. You're an awful person. You made no amends to get back to with Remy, or to apologize, or to make things different. Even if you don't get back, to make amends and be friends with, because you do have your little girl and all that. If you are continuing to make things worse, then you're just like the person that you were claiming to be with. And we know why you're there. We know that she's not your type. We know that you don't like all of this. I think you're just going along with it because you actually are the only friend that she does have. You are the only one who's still going to be there, whether she goes with Maserati Bud, because you really don't care. You don't care. You're in it for anything. You'll be down for anything as long as you collect what you're collecting. So she's not she's in it too for anything, because whatever you do, I think would be okay with her as well. Just so she can have that friend who is just standing with her in presence, not really mentally, but just in presence. anything will do. And it's really sad. It's really sad, but I'm glad we're seeing what firsthand narcissists are all about on YouTube. Publicly, people now see what it looks like in a form. And yeah, it's playing itself out just the way I guess most of us who have a logical mind thought it would.